Section 17 of Birds, Volume 1, Number 3, March, 1897. Recorded for LibriVox.org. The Black Tern. The tern, says Mr. F. M. Woodruff of the Chicago Academy of Sciences, is the only representative of the long-winged swimmers which commonly nests with us on our inland fresh-water marshes, arriving early in May in its brooding plumage of sooty black. The color changes in the autumn to white, and a number of the adult birds may be found in the latter part of July, dotted and streaked here and there with white. On the 1st of June, 1891, I found a large colony of black terns nesting on Hyde Lake, Cook County, Illinois. As I approached the marsh, a few birds were seen flying high in the air, and as I neared the nesting site, the flying birds gave notes of alarm, and presently the air was filled with the graceful forms of this beautiful little bird. They circled about me, darting down to within a few feet of my head, constantly uttering a harsh, screaming cry. As the eggs are laid upon the bare ground, which the brownish and blackish markings so closely resemble, I was at first unable to find the nests, and discovered that the only way to locate them was to stand quietly and watch the birds. When the tern is passing over the nest, it checks its flight and poises for a moment on quivering wings. By keeping my eyes on this spot, I found the nest with very little trouble. The complement of eggs, when the bird has not been disturbed, is usually 3. These are laid in a saucer-shaped structure of dead vegetation, which is scraped together from the surface of the wet, boggy ground. The bird figured in the plate had placed its nest on the edge of an old muskrat house, and my attention was attracted to it by the fact that upon the edge of the rat house, where it had climbed to rest itself, was the body of a young dabchick, or pied-billed grebe, scarcely 2 1/2 inches long, and not 24 hours out of the egg, a beautiful little ball of blackish down, striped with brown and white. From the latter part of July to the middle of August, large flocks of black terns may be seen on the shores of our larger lakes on their annual migration southward. The Rev. P.B. Peabody, in alluding to his observation of the nests of the tern, says, "Amid this floating sea of aquatic nests I saw an unusual number of well-constructed homes of the tern. Among these was one that I count a perfect nest. It rested on the perfectly flat foundation of a small decayed rat house, which was about 14 inches in diameter. The nest, in form, is a truncated cone, barring the cavity, was about 8 inches high and 10 inches in diameter. The hollow, quite shallow, was about 7 inches across, being thus unusually large. The whole was built up of bits of rushes, carried to the spot, these being quite uniform in length, about 4 inches. After daily observation of the tern, during which time he added much to his knowledge of the bird, he pertinently asks, "Who shall say how many traits and habits yet unknown may be discovered through patient watching of community breeding birds, by men enjoying more of leisure for such delightful studies than often falls to the lot of most of us who have bread and butter to earn and a tiny part of the world's work to finish?" End of section 17. This recording is in the public domain.